Hello and welcome back to another story time. So today we're going to do something all about Christmas, and this video is especially for those of you looking for a quick and easy thing to do with your children before the Christmas holidays. So if you need an extra activity that will help with phonics, with listening or reviewing Christmas words, then I've got some things for you. First up, we have a quick phonics exercise where we're going to decorate the sound tree. So this can be a good exercise to review phonological awareness and practice sounds and phonemes that you have revised during the year. This particular worksheet reviews two different sounds. We have the long and short A vowel sound and the hard and soft C sound. So this is how I'd run through the work. First, I'd present the two example words. Using a picture, an object, and I would get the child to say what they see. I'd then make sure they've got the correct pronunciation, and ideally you want to make sure that they can break down the word into its individual phonemes. And I would highlight each phoneme, I don't know, with a symbol, or you could use buttons or dots on the board to do this. So for example, with the word cat, you want to make sure that the child is hearing and able to differentiate between each phoneme in the word. So k, a, t. Once the child's been able to identify the individual phonemes, you want to make sure that they can match it up to the corresponding graphemes, so the letters that make that sound. So you want to match each sound, each phoneme within the word to a letter. And then you want to highlight the differences between your two example words. So for example, with the long and short A sound, you want to highlight the difference between the A in cat and the A in hate. Then it's good to give a couple of extra examples. Make sure that the child is able to match new examples to the different groups. And so once the child is confident at matching each word to its different group, you're going to assign each group a colour. So on the worksheet, we want the group with the short A sound, A, to be red, and the group with the long A sound, A, to be blue. So then the child knows when they find a word with the corresponding sound, they're going to colour the bulbul red or blue. So I would encourage the child to read aloud as they're doing this, so they practice hearing, sounding out the different phonemes, and they're able to be confident recognizing the different patterns in each word. You can adapt the tree to fit the different phonics patterns that you've been learning during the year. And of course, when you review the words, it's great to ask the children if they can think of their own words that fit those two different groups. So for each exercise I'm talking about, there is a corresponding worksheet, and there'll be details in the description below as to how you can get that worksheet. So the next exercise I'm going to talk about is actually connected to a lovely Christmas story called The Christmas Feast by Nathalie Dajon. And if you don't have access to this story, you can find a video of the story on my channel. So first, read the story with the child and get them comfortable with the story, and you can discuss a little bit of the gist of the story with them. So what are they surprised about? Was it funny? Did they like the different characters? Did they think the ending was unexpected? These kind of things. As you read the story, you'll realise why it's quite a funny story. Before you read it for a second time, elicit from the children, what are the main animals in the story? And so once they're able to identify the different animals, maybe you want to show them a real photograph of what these animals look like so they're familiar, because some of them maybe are kind of unusual. Some are very common and some maybe they're not sure what they are. And then you want to make sure they're able to match each animal to the picture on the worksheet. And they can even write down the name next to the picture. And then explain to them they're going to listen to the story again, and they want to count every time they hear the name of each animal. So you might want to show them how to tally, or they can just put a line for every time they hear the word. And at the end of the exercise, they want to add up each of their tallies or their lines and put the total in the last column. So this is a great listening exercise, listening for specifics. They're trying to identify the different words within the story. Then once they finish, they can check with a friend or check with you to see if they got the same total and they heard the right number of animals. If you have time to listen for a third time, it's actually good. Another good challenge is to listen for the word Christmas. And for every time they hear the word Christmas, ask them if they can circle or colour one of the Christmas stars. And again, add up the stars they circled or coloured and get a total. And then they can compare with their friends and see who got the same. And if somebody heard more Christmases, someone heard less. I'll put the total answers in the description of the video below so you can double check. Next is everyone's favourite game. It's Christmas bingo. So this is great for building vocab, reviewing words to do with Christmas, and it's always a lively activity for children of all ages. So first thing you're going to do is review all the Christmas related words together. So you can take turns reading the words and matching each word to one of the pictures on the worksheet. If children are still learning to read, they're not quite comfortable reading the words, you can also do this just orally. So you present the word and get the child to indicate which picture corresponds. So the next step is to get the child to complete their own bingo sheet. So as you will see on the worksheet, there are some bingo sheets that are already half completed. So first thing to do would be to review the words that you've previously discussed. Once you've done that, you can ask them to complete the bingo cards with their own drawing. So they can do a quick sketch, a quick drawing of whatever words they like, whatever words they would like to add from the list of words that you've previously discussed. Therefore, you'll end up with a complete bingo sheet with 6 pictures on it. And if you're doing this in a big group, make sure that everybody chooses their own pictures. So it's an individual sheet. You don't want to end up with duplicates where everyone has the same picture in the same place. Anyone who doesn't know how to play, this would be the moment where you explain the rules of bingo. Have a demo board, maybe one that's already filled out, and you can explain how you mark off, how you cross out each picture when it's called. What would be nice is you could even put the words or the pictures inside a Christmas hat or a Christmas stocking and make it a little bit more festive. So the first child to cross off all 6 of their pictures and shout out bingo is the winner. And you'll probably have a lot of fun trying to keep them calm as they get more and more agitated towards the end of the game. I've provided a couple of different boards on each sheet because it's nice to play it at least 2 rounds of this game so you have more than one chance for the children to win. You can reinforce sort of writing and spelling with this by asking them to write or spell out on the board the words on their winning table. So I hope some of those activities will be helpful and useful, and of course these can be adapted to any other times of the year. These are just Christmas themed ones, and if you want a copy of any of the worksheets, there's a link in the description below. And that just leaves me to say Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time for another story time. Take care. Bye bye.